That's the way I keep it, man. I get fly for me. I get high for me. Don't get it confused, cause you liking what you see. Don't do it.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a look at the official Google document spreadsheet for Roblox Fisch. It focuses on all of the rods in C1. As you guys may have noticed, over this past Easter weekend, we got ourselves an Easter update and we also got a rods update. Once again, this is all of the rods of C1. You guys are not going to see any rods from C2 listed on here, and you're also not going to see any developer or admin rods listed in this list. Now, the following list does feature all obtainable player rods. So this is whether you're purchasing the rods using the in-game currency or the free rods given to you guys courtesy of player levels, or the crafting rods that you guys can craft using source materials found in the game. Now, the ones that are listed in green here, these rods have received significant buffs. The ones that are in red, they have been slightly nerfed. And I just want to know all of your personal thoughts and or opinions down in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, because this is information that they need to know. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe today. So as I'm scrolling through the list, I'm going to just be pointing out a few that I just wanted to basically go over and talk about. I'm not going to go over every single rod on this list. If you are expecting me to do that, well, I'm sorry to upset you, but I do have your back. I will leave a link to this in my description box or either in my comment section. This is the official document spreadsheet, and this was shared to us in the Roblox Discord server of Fisch. So yeah, not everyone was able to see this. Basically, there's a lot of people in there, but not everyone's seen this announcement. So we're going to start all the way at the top, because there is some starter rods that have been buffed. So we're going to go through the list here. So you have listed the cost, the lure speed, the luck, the control, the resilience, and the max kilograms. And then over here in this section, you have the passive abilities for these rods. Starting with the fast rod. Now, a lot of these starter rods, you're basically going to just skip over them. You know what I'm saying? One rod that I recommend that you guys get if you're starting out is either get the Arctic rod from the Northern Summit, or get the Champions rod from Atlantis. So those are rods that I would recommend. But if you haven't gotten to Atlantis, or if you haven't gotten to Northern, then you're probably going to start right here. So the fast rod, it's gotten faster with its lure speed, going up from a 45 all the way up to a 70. The luck has been increased from -15 to a +10. The resilience went from a -12 up to a -5, and that's about it for the fast rod. The lucky rod, the lure speed from a -30 up to a 0. That's interesting. The luck, 60 all the way up to a 177. So it makes sense. The name is literally called Lucky Rod, so give it more luck. The control from a 0.05 up to a 0.07. Slight increase. It does make a difference. The resilience, on the other hand, though, this has been dramatically increased from a -12 up to a +7. Next, we have the very negative long rod. I call it negative because everyone always goes to the negative thoughts whenever you hear that name. Whenever it's typed out in the chat, everyone starts saying inappropriate things. Gutter mind, definitely. Anyway, the long rod, the luck has been increased. Went up from 30 all the way up to a whopping 80. And the resilience from a 0 up to a 20. So that's very good. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you can get a rod that has 20, 25, 30, or 35 resilience on it, that's fantastic. You feel me? So that's already a good sign for the long rod. And then it gets better. Look at the length here, 300 on the length, and it has been dramatically increased, and it's all the way up to 1,000 on the length, which is kind of insane. That means you can literally catch fish that are sleeping at the ocean's floor. We're going to skip over the stone rod. We're going to go right into the magma rod. So this is a rod that you're going to basically use at the Ros volcano area, and you can probably use this at the volcanic vents. Nonetheless to say, the lure speed, it used to sit at a -70, which is freaking terrible, but it has been increased, and it's now in the positive section at 25. Then you have the control here, went from a 0 up to a 0.15. And the passive ability, as you guys can see, fish and lava, you are also guaranteed a Ashen Fortune mutation, which gives you a 5x sell value. So you're literally just going to get, you know, freaking scorching, blazing fish every time you, you know, catch with the magma rod over at the volcanic vents or at the Ros volcano. That's kind of cool. Now, if I get something wrong or if I'm, you know, misleading in my information, feel free to comment. Just correct me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come at you guys negatively. Next, we're going to scroll down to the Fortune Rod. This is also available at Ros Bay. You can see that the lure speed previously was in the negative at -35. Now it's in the positive at a 10 lure speed. Also, the luck dramatically increased from 110 all the way up to a whopping 200. That's insane, right? Then you can also see that the control has been slightly increased from a 0 to a 0.005. Then we have the resilience. It used to previously sit at a -15. Now it's in the positive at a 10. And the max kilograms went up from 700 to 3,000. So the Fortune Rod is pretty decent. This is a pretty decent rod to have. I'm not going to lie. The Rapid Rod. Terrible rod, in my honest opinion. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But hey, let's take a look at that lure speed though. From a whopping 72 all the way up to a whopping 89. That's insanely fast right there. But then you get slightly better here with the luck. Look at this. It was -20. Now it's in the positive, sitting at a 49 on its luck, which is insane. Such a flip right there. The control still sets it at 0. Terrible. But as long as you have enchants and, you know, baits that give you some resilience, you know what I'm saying, the control is probably not going to be that much of a bother. I could be wrong, you know. Anyway, to talk about the resilience here, it went from a -20 all the way to a +9. So that's pretty good. And then the max kilograms is only 700. All right, we're going to skip over. And we're going to go to the reinforced rod. Now, I just want to take a second to ponder this thought right here. I don't know who has this rod, and if you do have it, let me know where you got it from, because it says the Desolate, but I've been searching for it and I can't find it. I've been trying to buy this thing for months. I need it, and the reason why I need it is for the brine pool. So I just got that area. I bought the Aurora Totem, which was very, very exciting. My first time ever buying one. So yeah, you can imagine my excitement going to the area, and then I'm like, I can't fish over here because I need the freaking reinforced rod, and it's not where it's supposed to be. I don't know if they've relocated to somewhere else, but just comment down below and let me know. But you can see the stats have been increased here. So the lure speed used to sit at 0, now it's at a whopping 40, massively increased. You have the luck from 25 all the way up to a 65. Wow, that's actually really good. The control here, 0.05 up to a 0.1, so there's a slight increase right there. You'll notice a slight difference when you guys are fishing using the reinforced rod. And you have over here the resilience, which used to sit at 0, now it sits at 15. And you still have the same infinite on the max kilograms, which is really good. Let's take a look at the Arctic rod. So this is a rod that I recommend if you guys are new to the game. This is a great, well-balanced starter rod, just like the Champions rod. Specifically, you can see that nothing has changed except for the passive ability. A 100% chance to get the frozen mutation on your fish, which gives you a 1.3x sell value. Next, we have the Avalanche rod. This is to be compared against the Arctic rod. So let me know which one of these two rods that comes from the Northern Summit. Let me know which one is better in your honest opinion. You can clearly see that the Avalanche rod, while it costs more, it is kind of giving you more on the max kilograms, 65k to be exact, which is massive. But you can also see the mutation here, 25% chance to get the sleet mutation, which gives you a 2.4x sell value. So that's pretty good. Let's scroll down to the Midas rod here. So the Midas rod, we got a little red situation right here. Minus 20 on the lure speed when it was previously at 60. Then the luck has dramatically increased from a 10 all the way up to a 79. And as you guys can see here, the control here went up slightly, from a 0 to 0.1, and then you have the resilience at minus 20, and now it sits at minus 15. But you can also see that they have increased the chances of the Midas mutation from a 60% chance all the way to a guaranteed 100% chance, and it gives you a 2x sell value. The crystallized rod here, from a 10% chance all the way up to a 20% chance to get the crystallized mutation, which gives you a 3x sell value. Let's scroll down and go to the Aurora rod. This is only available during the night of Aurora Borealis. Previously it costed 90k, now it costs 70k. So I bought this at 90k and I'm very upset to see that it costs 70k. That means I could have waited and saved 20,000. You can see nothing else has changed except for the price. 15% chance to get the Aurora mutation, and that gives you a 6.5x value when you sell, and 30% chance, it basically jumps up to 30% chance of landing the Aurora mutation during the Aurora Borealis night. The mythical rod, if you have ever bought this from the Traveling Merchant, previously it costed 110k, now it's only going to cost you guys 90k. This is still a freaking trash ass rod, and I will never buy it. You know what I'm saying? I'm an index person, but I'm never going to buy this mythical rod. We're going to skip over some of these. Don't really have these rods here. There's a bunch that are crafting. I don't have the Summit rod, and I do have the Trident rod, but there's nothing different about the Trident rod here. All right, the Destiny's rod. This is going to be arguably your new best friend right here. So you can get this at the Arch area, and it's going to cost you guys a whopping 190k. And previously these stats were atrocious, but now it's like my best friend basically. So look at this. It used to have minus 10 on its lure speed, now it sits at a 45. 250 on the luck, that hasn't changed. The control is sitting at 0.2 now, as a previous it used to sit at 0. And the resilience here from a 0 all the way up to a 10. And the max kilograms dramatically increased from a previous 10,000 to a 77,000. So to see the numbers here, specifically 77777, that's 5 sevens right there. Lucky 7. And you can also see the passive ability, 5% chance for sparkling / shiny. It has been increased and it went up to a 10% chance to land that. We're going to skip over again here, and let's go down to the No Life rod. So this is a rod that I'm currently using right now. The piercing and 20% chance to get the hex mutation has been increased from 20 all the way up to a 50% chance, which is massive. You feel me? That is fantastic. Rod of the Zenith. This rod costs 10 million. Everyone's talking about how bad it is. Well, let's see. Previously, it had a lure speed of 85, and now it sits at 80. The luck sitting at 145, and you can see the control. It went down here from 0.15 down to a negative 0.1, and the resilience from 15 down to a 5. What the fuck? I mean, like, honestly, like, what is this? Like, what is this? Infinite on the max kilograms, and then it says here the mini game that includes the mutation chance decreases resilience over time, and it says here 65% chance to get 6.5x on the cell value if you land the RAF mutation. I don't even know about this, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna get this rod. That is crazy. How you go from good numbers to bad, and you're worth 10 mil. That is crazy. Oh my god. Alright, so the last rod we're going to go over here is the seraphic rod. The beam, which is the passive ability, adds 60%. It has changed. It says the beam, and it adds a 30% chance to get the 10x cell value, and the blessed song, or not, is it blessed song? Well, the blessed mutation, it gives you a 10x cell value. So yeah, so you're getting the beam and you're getting a 30% chance to get the 10x cell value if you land a blessed mutation while you're catching your fish. That's interesting. Well, that's all the information, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and of course, if you didn't stay in the entire duration of this video, the link is available either in my description box or down in my comment section. Peace.
Tryna make my mama proud of me.
I hope my mama proud of me,
Cause I dropped college just so I could focus on a dream.
I know my mama died of me, salute me, nasty down with me.
Now two bros going back and forth, sibling rivalry.
This side gotta be, do numbers like the lottery. The coldest every winter, every summer, nothing hot as me.
And if I spring up, bet my nigga on the side of me, ready for a war.